All right. Hey guys, happy Sunday, January 22nd. This is our power planning Zoom for the week. And you guys, it's the last week of January. Like, that's mind boggling to me. Sonia's excited. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm ready for weather to change and stuff. Of course, we still have to get through February, but it's just mind boggling that it's already the last week of January. And I don't want to bust anybody's bubble. For those of you that are on here or watching it later, auto ships are done. So if you're looking at a goal, this is it. It's all in. This is all you've got left. As a matter of fact, you just have tonight plus 5 days, because Saturday morning we're all going to wake up at a big zero and start over. So I know we have at least one person on here who I don't think was in Toledo. The rest of you were, but I want to talk a little bit about 5 days. Yes, talk a little bit about. Well, I asked you guys at dinner the other night as we left Toledo, like, what was your biggest takeaway? And that's not fair, because then I couldn't even answer it. But obviously we've had some time to marinate over everything that we've learned and thought about, and some of the things I'm going to bring up tonight. But before we get started on that, daily on these power plans, you're going over your IEMs, things like that. Tonight, in preparation for finishing the first month of 2020 and getting ready to start the second month, I want you to write down 5 things that you did in January so far to build your business. Like, things you've done that you're like, yeah, that's either something I've never done before and I tried something new, or that's something that's a non-negotiable, whatever it is. Just 5 things that you do, or you have done, in January for your business. And I'm also going to write those down while you're doing yours. If anyone's hopping on here, we are writing down 5 things that we did in January to build our business. Oh, I'm struggling. I'm only coming up with 4. Oh, we have a bunch of people that just hopped on. Now I lifted my face. Okay, so for those of you that just hopped on, because this is the last week of January, you have a whopping 5 days left. We are writing down 5 things that we did in the month of January to build our business. So it could be something like something you never did before that you tried in January, or it could just be like something that you do all the time. But I want you to think of 5 things that you did this current month for your business. And I'm struggling for my 5th. Oh my gosh. Okay. Did I? All right. Well, while I'm struggling with my 5th and you guys are still writing, I'm going to move forward on why I brought this up, and I'm having you think about this. So like I said, when I started, a lot of us were at, not all of us, obviously, that's why we want to share this with you, but a lot of us went to Toledo Friday night or all day Saturday, and we participated in a fun local that Paul was at and Drew was at. So that was fun. But really the meat and potatoes was what happened yesterday in our training. We had 6 solid hours of just 200 Ks, just giving everything they had to us. And it was amazing because it was very Thrive-Palooza-ish in the way there was a panel and there were topics. But because it was a smaller, intimate setting, we actually got to stand up and ask questions. So I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to Thrive-Palooza. I love Thrive-Palooza, but I loved this smaller situation where we had that contact, that actual what was on your mind. But something that I started thinking about as there's just so many things to go over. I can't go over the whole thing. So I'm just going to tell you what I took away as we plan our week. A lot of times a lot of times I know we overthink things. We start worrying about, well, what are the rules to social media? What are the best tips? What are the best tricks? What am I supposed to say? Who's doing better than me that I can now follow and copy everything they're doing, right? We get really wrapped up in that. And the other thing we also get wrapped up in is always waiting for the next promo to drop, the next product to come out, the next discount, the next whatever we could chase to promote, right? And the thing I took away, which I feel like I take it away all the time, but I must need a constant reminder. Number one, we don't need to get wrapped up in any of the rules except for compliance. We don't need to get wrapped up in any of these rules that people throw at us, because if you start following social media rules, they change overnight or every 2 weeks. And so you literally could have 10 people tell you the top 10 things to do on social media, and they won't be the same. So don't get wrapped up. Don't overthink it. Don't get obsessed with someone else and start following them and copying everything. Just do you. Just do, you already have more than enough. Just be you. Do you. Like, stop worrying about all these things, because it's so easy to be like, oh, well, I can't post more than twice a day because so-and-so said that's the best way. Well, how does so-and-so know about you, your business, and your friends? They don't. If you have something that's worth sharing, share it. Don't worry about the rules. If somebody posted something and they're getting tons of likes and comments and you're like, but I shared the same thing and no one commented, well, you copied it. Like, you're not the same person. So don't get wrapped up in that. Just be uniquely you. And here's the thing, you guys, if you have your mind on your business, not somebody else's business, not some coach, not some other promoter, your business will grow. So focus on you and your business and what you have going on, and stop spending time chasing other people to see what they're doing. I can guarantee you're spending more time chasing other people than you realize. You're probably spending an hour or more a day seeing what so-and-so posted, or seeing what so-and-so's story was, or checking to see what the new rule that so-and-so said they should be doing. Now, I'm not saying you cannot be inspired by people. I mean, obviously, we just spent a whole day with very incredible leaders for that inspiration, but we also got some teaching from them. But no matter what they said over those 6 hours, if I come back here and try to pretend to be them or do everything they did, my business will fail. So focus on you and focus on your business. And then the other thing, when I was talking about how we're always like waiting for the next promo or the bonuses, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I just will. When they went back over the VIP 800 and 1600 and the iPad, I'm always like, oh, double, triple. Oh, free shipping. Okay. 24/7, every day of the week, I have a reason to reach out to people. I have a reason to talk to somebody about the fact they can earn over $600 in their first 2 weeks. We all have that. But yet we wait around for double, triple, or we wait around for a free box of balance or whatever. We're always waiting. We're always like, oh, no promo was dropped. What are we going to do? How am I going to get somebody? How are you going to get somebody? Number one, you represent the number one selling product in health and wellness. And number two, just baseline, we have the best comp plan out there. So the product is for your customer. The business is your comp plan, right? That's your promoters. So I'm going to really start doing my best for not only me, but for my team, to keep reminding people that there's not a single leader that stood on that stage that cannot look you down the eye and just say, did you know you can get $660 in cash and bonuses in your first 2 weeks on only $1,300 or $1,200 in orders? They could just say it like the back of their hands, because they stick to the basics. They stick to what makes Lavelle amazing. And they're not always worried about, hey, get a free pack of DFT, or hey, I can get you a $200 rebate. They're not muddying the water. They're legitimately just sticking with the basics. So no, and I think there's a lot of times too where people are like, well, I didn't do as many reach outs because there's not a sale going on right now. Okay, you don't need a sale. You literally have the best product. I wrote it down on my Facebook so I wouldn't forget, and of course I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to get it right now. Jennifer Zant said, and I will quote, because people were talking about how do you deal with objections on money, and suddenly I don't know how to operate my Facebook because I'm filming myself. And she said, you can't put a value on something you've never experienced. So think about that. I know a lot of you get wrapped up in the price objection. $60 for daily capsules. If that's all somebody can do, they're getting the absolute best daily capsule they can buy. If $100 is all they can do, they're getting the absolute best capsules and lifestyle mix that money can buy. So you already have everything you need. You don't have to worry about a sale. You don't have to worry about a fork. I mean, it's almost shameful that we're so focused on like, oh, 400 or 4K rank advance, a 40K rank advance. If I spent every day of my business focused on getting somebody signed up and helping walk them through VIP 800, I wouldn't need a bonus. My checks would be plenty big. And that's what we need to keep our mind wrapped around. So I'm going to go back through really quick too and share with you. And again, I know we're supposed to really be planning our week, and I promise this is going to make sense. But because we're finishing the month and heading into the new, the reason I wanted you to write down 5 things you did for your business, and like I said, I already struggled, I'm stuck at 4, is because it also dawned on me during training that as much as I think I do for my business, there's so much more I could be doing. So much more. So obviously I do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I say this, I say this all the time. That's a great base for your business. If you're new and you don't know what to do, that's a great base. If you look me in the eye and say, I want to go 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, and you say, all I'm doing is my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every day. Okay. Do you want to hit a rank? Do you want to grow your business, or you just want to do the bare minimum? It's up to you. This is your business, but you're on here on a Sunday night, or you're watching this as a replay. So I'm going to guess you want to do more. So that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 should be your bare minimum. 5 reach outs are great. 10's really great. 20's even better. And I loved, I know for those of you that weren't there with us in Toledo, a woman stood up and said, you know, how do you talk to 5 people a day? She was just like blown away. Like, how could you connect to 5 people a day? And Maria said, do you have Facebook? Do you have your phone? The girl's like, yeah. She's like, bring your phone up here. She literally brought this woman on stage, opened her Facebook and said, show me a friend that's not a Thriver. She clicked on the friend, and there was some sort of, I think it must have been a plaque or something. And so Maria helped her craft a comment that said, I love this. I don't know. I would want one. I forget exactly what all she said. But then she looked at the girl. She's like, okay, 1 done. Let's do 4 more. So again, that goes back to overthinking. You think you have to have something important to talk to somebody about? You do. Talk to them about them, because they are the most important thing to your entire business. So your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is obviously something I wrote down that I do daily or every, for my business, but I realize I need to do more. When I print this out, and I'm so proud of myself for printing it out, probably should click 3 copies, right? Let's just be real. If I really want to go 200K, how are 5 people a day going to get me there? They've not got me there yet. So why do I think it's going to get me there, right? Something else I wrote down is I hosted a local. I do host a local every month. There were people on stage who said they do one every week. And I was like, huh, what? Never even dawned on me. Perhaps I need more than 1 local a month. Never even dawned on me. I'll be the first to admit that I was like, well, I'll do 1 a month and other people on my team will start doing 1 a month. Maybe they will, and that's great, but that's not for me, right? That's not me building my business. That's me thinking that as a team, we all need to be building my business. Well, that's foolish. I want my team to do locals because I want their business to grow, but I need my business to grow too. So instead of me sitting on my high horse being like, well, I did a local this month. Okay, Tammy, do more. Again, that's the minimum. Whatever you wrote down last month, I can guarantee you it's the minimum of what you need to be doing. I host team Zooms. I do at least 2 Zooms a week. I invested in my Thrive Palooza ticket. I invested in a trip to Toledo. I guess that could be number 5. I'll cheat and call that number 5. But again, here's another moment of honesty for all of you. And some of you might feel the same way. When the graphic first came out about this local in Toledo, first of all, it's 3.5 hours north of where we live. It's January. In Ohio, January, the weather, you never know. It could be, I think it's actually supposed to be 50 later this week, and it was like 30 and it was snowy. So I didn't really commit right away. And the only reason I finally committed to go was because some people on my team wanted to go. And I was like, well, they want to go, I should go for them. No, I should not go for them. I should go for myself. And once I got there, I got it. It was for me. I was there for me, not for my team. I might have thought that or said that, or that was what propelled me there. But shame on me for not wanting to go to a training to make myself better, especially if I said it was for my team. Well, then make yourself better for your team, right? So you can tell as I'm lecturing myself, I'm also like throwing this stuff at you, but it's just a matter of getting your mind straight and wrapped around your business. So the fact that we meet all the time to plan our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, you shouldn't need that. None of us should need that. This should be done like the back of your hand, right? If you have a goal, if you've been telling yourself you have a goal and you're like, I'm going to hop on and do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I enjoy, like, it's almost like, I don't know, having like a work partner, because, we're all solo. So sometimes it's fun to like do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with somebody, but you shouldn't need it. You should not need that. Leaders should not feel like they have to get on and walk you through your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I shouldn't have to tell you one more time that 5 reach outs means you're going to talk to 5 people tomorrow. Doesn't have to be about Thrive. As a matter of fact, it probably shouldn't be about Thrive because it's a reach out. It should be like, hey, I saw you guys were in Indianapolis this weekend for a volleyball tournament. The girls did great. Where'd you guys end up staying? Did you have fun? Where'd you go to dinner? Whatever. And I'm going, because I just logged into Facebook really quick before I got on here. There are so many people at a volleyball tournament from around here. There's a dance competition around here, a bunch of birthdays. There's tons of reasons to reach out to people. So you should be doing your reach outs. If you are brand spanking new and you're on here and you're like, who is this girl? She's not helping me at all. First of all, I apologize. Secondly, I'm talking to the people who are doing this as a business. If you need to know what a reach out is, talk to your upline. If your upline is not talking to you, my name is Tammy Battaglia. You can find me on Facebook. You can message me. Promise I'll talk you through it slower. Your follow-ups, again, that's a no-brainer. You should be doing your follow-ups. You should be doing your birthday reach outs. A birthday reach out that goes past you, I don't even care if it's 5 days belated. Go back. Happy belated birthday. Sorry, I'm 5 days late. Make that connection with your customer or your potential customer. You have no idea what will come from it. Adding people to your lead list. I know some people don't like to hear this, but as a promoter, you are promoting a product that then when sales happen, you make commission. It's a lead list. You're in sales, people. Add people to your list. Constantly be adding people to your list. Sometimes I even write things on my list like the girl that sat in the third row at church who is related to so-and-so, because I don't even know her name yet, but we said hi on the way out. So I have to find her. I have to find information. I have to find her on Facebook, but I wrote her down so I don't forget, because we are human and we will forget. So you have to write these things down. Connecting with a leader, you guys, all day, every day. I'm going to brag on Samantha, and there she is. So Sam decided the other night, and my days are confused. Maybe it was Thursday. I don't know. But she was like, you know what? I'm just going to be bold. Somebody had said to be bold in a Zoom earlier in the day or the week, and she was like, I'm just going to do it. And she was literally just getting on there and sending messages to people. Hey, I saw you were watching my story. You ready to thrive yet? Or, you know, there was even one I shared with the team tonight where she was like, hey, I forget your aunt's name. Hey, aunt so-and-so, are we going to get you thriving yet? You guys, she threw that message out. Her aunt wrote back, maybe. They started a conversation. Her aunt ordered today. If Sam hadn't decided to just send that little message and like poke the bear to see what the status was, how are they feeling, she wouldn't have an order tonight. So the next time you're like, I don't know, what do you want? Do you want to build a business? Or do you want to go watch TV, right? So send the message. None of the messages, and I'm not saying this, none of the messages that Samantha sent were like eloquently written, I don't know, like fancy, nothing like that. It was just Sam talking to people she knows. Like the one cracked me up. She's like, hey, I see you peeking at my story with like the little eye emojis. The girl wrote back, who, me? And then Sam just started the whole conversation. If they've been watching your stories, if they've been commenting on your things, that is someone you need to make conversation with. Doesn't mean they'll be a customer necessarily, but you've got to start the conversation. So I just think I want you guys, as we finish the month, I want you to really focus on the basics. Over the next 5 days before this month ends, who can you talk to about the basics? And what are the basics? 1, 2, 3, capsules, lifestyle mix, and DFT, basics. If you're a trial pack person, how many trial packs can you get out? If you're not a trial pack person, how many people can you talk to about the basics? How many people can you expose to the basics? How do you expose people? You share stories with them. You let them see pictures of you doing it. You get on your own stories and tell a little story. Tell another friend's story. Just expose them to the 1, 2, 3, right? And then how do you get your business to grow? People who are happy thrivers and or people who need money. And there's nothing wrong with people who need money. So many people shy away that I'm not here to make money. But yet then you turn around and say you want to help somebody build a business. Then you need to understand you're making money and you're going to help them make money. Don't shy away from being in business. There's nothing wrong. I can guarantee you all bought something today or yesterday, right? You didn't think twice about the fact that you gave Walmart your money or Kroger your money. You're in business to make money too. So who can you talk to? There was a girl who spoke. She had filed bankruptcy and she flat out said, I was interested in the business. She didn't even really care what the product was. She just knew she was seeing the business and people were making money and it was changing their lives, and she was filing bankruptcy. So you better bet she was willing to do it. And there was actually a girl that we didn't notice it. The slides were kind of, I don't know, my eyes, they were a little blurry. Anyway, it said today, she didn't even try the product for, I think it was 8 months. She's at 200K. She hadn't even tried the product, but she built a business around the product. So I hear a lot of excuses. Oh, until she was 80K. She didn't try the product until she was 80K. 80K, made it all the way to 80K and never tried the product. Now, maybe she had been in another business before and she hit 80K really quick. I don't know, but regardless, she didn't even try the product. So when you hear yourself say things like, I don't have enough for samples, I don't have enough for promos, that's just an excuse. What do you have? If you have the hunger and the drive and your heart and you have a goal, you'll figure out a way to build the business. You'll figure out a way to expose that person to a story. You'll figure out a way to help that person place an order, right? So I've talked for a really long time. I want you now to look at the 5 things that you wrote down that you did last month, or this month, I'm sorry, and I want you to write next to it what you're going to do in February. It'll be the same thing. I can guarantee you mine's going to say host a local, but it's going to say 2 to 3. Team Zooms. I already do 2 a week. I don't know if you guys want to hear from me more. I don't know. We'll throw it out there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Print that thing out 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Depends on what your goal is. What are you trying to do? Again, you got to remember the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was just a guideline, just to make sure that bare minimum before the day was over, you would talk to somebody about Thrive. And if you want the bare minimum, cool. Print it out once, fill it out. If you need a car that is safe to drive, that somebody else pays for, you're going to need to print it out a few more times. If you want to put your kids through college and pay for cash, no debt, you're going to need to print that out a few more times. So you think of your goals, because I don't know your goals. I only know mine. And you decide how many times you need to print that sheet out to make sure you're building the business that you want to build. I can only buy one Thrivepalooza ticket, but I can encourage other people to buy tickets. I can encourage my team to buy tickets, right? I can encourage the more people I get on my team to Thrivepalooza, the better our team could be in the future. So anyway, let's do that for a couple minutes. Right, I already told you what I'm writing down, but you can write yours down. While you're writing it down, because a lot of people jumped on at the very end, I just want to remind you guys, you have 5 days left for the month. Auto ships are over. So like I said in the very beginning, if you have a goal that you're chasing, you got 5 days. There's no gravy in the form of auto ships coming your way. It's just you and the pavement at this point. So it's depends on what you want to do with yourself. Depends on how much you're willing to put into it, how many phone calls you're willing to make, how many group chats you're willing to create. It's up to you. So I'm not saying that you can't get support from your upline or your team, because you absolutely 110% can. But as you know, the actual thing that's going to happen is up to you. So really focus on these last 5 days. If you're looking at that 4K rank, if you're looking at an auto bonus, whatever it is, 200 away from MVP and not stopping till I hit it. That is Lindsay Dickens telling you guys, $200 away from MVP. She's $200 away from getting a $700 bonus. Lindsay, I'm going to need to know when it happens for you. You're going to have to text me. Even if it's late, I'll wake up. So yeah, you can get support, but you got to do the work. So you have to decide. And then this is always a weird time, because as we're finishing this month and we're finishing it with everything we have, and do not stop. Don't be like, well, I'm too far from my goal and somebody wants to order, I'm going to postpone her to February 1st. No, I don't know. It's like bad voodoo. It's like the sales gods, whatever. Don't do that. They'll be like, well, that person doesn't care about their business. They didn't push till the final end. You got to put everything you have into it till the very, very end. But you also need to start planning for February. That's the beauty of your business. Yes, I know it can be overwhelming, but that's the beauty of your business. You can start right now planning your February. So in between doing your reach outs, in between hustling your current business, you got to start thinking, what am I going to do in February? Where am I going to go? Who am I going to be around? What am I going to do with my reach outs? What am I going to do? Am I going to do trial packs? Push, try. I got to pull this chat up. It's my eyes. Sanders is ordering ClickList to avoid the grocery store and paying someone else to cook for me so I don't have to stop. Yes, I can keep my head down and plow through. Yes, you guys, if you have a goal Listen, I'm the first one to tell you, take a shower and brush your teeth. I get so annoyed when people are like, oh, I'm so busy, I didn't take a shower. Okay, self-care, basic, shower, put on your deodorant, brush your teeth. But after that, things can wait. Your dishes will be there, I promise you. You all know that. You've seen it. You've walked by, they stay, they don't go anywhere. Groceries, if you have to, order out. Ask a friend to bring it over. We have a thing called ClickList. Probably most people do it now. You can order them online. You can even pay to have them delivered to your door if you want. But push the nonsense out of the way. Laundry will wait. Kids won't if they're crying. I get it. Take care of your family first. But do what you have to do to make your goals. Lindsay says, push, push, push. Trust me, I've seen crazy things happen in the last 5 days. You guys, I've seen crazy things happen in the last 12 hours of the month. I mean, pure blown craziness in the last 12 hours because suddenly there's a fire in somebody's belly. Suddenly, it's not a want to, it's a have to. And if you put that have to in your belly every day, think what could happen to your business. And I'm preaching to myself as much as I'm preaching to you, I promise. Hubby is $400 away from maintaining his 4K rank, and it is a non-negotiable. It is happening. That is Courtney Summers. Courtney, same thing. I'm going to need to know what support do you need. Do you need help? Do you need chats? Any of that stuff. You need to let me know. Also, Samantha is obviously there to help you too. So you have plenty of uplines to get you through there. Sonia says, Haas mentioned getting $32,000 in sales. Oh, yes. Okay, so one of the stories we heard, it was for a 200K. It was not only just hitting 200K, but it was for 200K rank bonus. So that's like double juicy. They woke up on the last day of the month and they were $32,000 away from their goal. And they did not stop. $32,000 of business in one day. Now, granted, that wasn't him. It was him and his whole team. How do you do that? How do you bring that much volume in? You focus on things like, hey, if you get started today on your $400 pack and we get you up to VIP 1600, you just stick with the basics. You just keep bringing people in. You put people in chats and you just keep working the system. You don't get crazy and make a new graphic and try to make a new sale. Just stick to the basics. Your job is to connect people with your product. People with your product. People with your product. People with your product. Whether your product is actually the 1, 2, 3 we're talking about, or maybe the product is the business you're talking about. That's your job. Connect, 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 connect. So if anytime during the day you could think, I haven't connected anybody to my Thrive in the last hour, stop what you're doing. Send out a message. Share a story. If you guys stopped once an hour for 12 hours, it's 12 people a day. And it takes a whopping, 10 seconds if you're a slow typer to shoot out a message and connect somebody with something, right? So don't overthink it. Spend your time wisely. A lot of you guys have kids, you have jobs. I get it. Don't have kids, but I have jobs. And sometimes you have to do it from the potty. Sometimes you have to do it, have you ever parked your car and then just sat in the car and done some work before you walk in the door? I'm sure you have. I don't even have kids and I do that. So do that. Spend those couple minutes getting those 3 messages sent out before you come inside and have dinner or start your next project, whatever it is that's going on. Spend your time wisely. So I'm not even being fancy. I'm not talking about how to do a reach out because it's just a message. You're just talking to someone. It's a conversation. Follow up with people that you've talked to before. You guys should have a huge stack of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s just from January 1st. Go back. Who have you forgotten about? I can guarantee you've forgotten. And if you don't have that and you're brand new or you haven't been doing these with us and you're like, I don't have an old stack, you have the cloud. Your cloud is full of people on your team you've never talked to. It's full of customers you've never actually, they've never done an order. Talk to those people. You have their emails. You can connect to them on Facebook. You literally have no excuse not to be talking to a bunch of people every single day. I'm talking to myself, right? And then I want you to really think hard. What are you going to do next month? How are you going to up it next month? I mean, you're obviously going to up it these last 5 days to reach your goal, but then what are you going to do next month? I know I'm going to start focusing on myself a little bit more. I'm very good at wanting to help people and wanting to help my team, but that doesn't help my personal business, right? So maybe you got some of that. Maybe you're too focused on helping your team and helping bring people up. Guess what? If people want to come up, they'll come up. Nobody had to ask me, when I had a question, I asked someone. When I wanted to get to a goal, I asked someone, what do I have to do? What's the next step? How does this work? So if you have people dragging you down, cut it. Build yourself up. The right people will come. Okay? All right, so it's 7:30. Real quick, does anybody have any questions? I don't feel like I did a planning Zoom. I'm sorry. Kind of not. I warned you to prepare yourself that we'd had this great weekend and that I'd had a lot of time to think about it. And just, this is only 2 topics that I even talked about, but stick to the basics. You have the best product. You also have the best comp plan. End of sentence. You don't need fancy promos. When they come up, which they come up a lot. And when I think back to when I first started, that's not how it didn't work like that. But I built a great business before we had promos. If anything, I get distracted by the promos. So stick to the basics, and be you. Stop spending time trying to be somebody else. It's great to admire people. It's great to be inspired by people. But at the end of the day, they're humans. Like these people who were on stage that everyone is like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. They have the best clothes. I love them. You guys, they're just like you. They were crawling in their car because they had one door that worked. They were hiding in the garage because they could run. It was warmer in the garage than it was in the house because they only had heat in 2 rooms. I mean, I'm just trying to think like all the stories we heard. So it's great to admire them for what they did, but admire yourself. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? What is your story going to look like when you stand on that stage someday and you talk to people and tell them what happened in your world and how you're living now? Because I can guarantee you, once you start earning the money, you'll be beautiful too, right? Money can buy hair color and clothes, all right? It's cool. But what's in here? What got you where you are, right? All right. Anyway, I'm off the pulpit. Courtney, you've got this. That's from Lindsay. I'm sorry. Oh, Lindsay said she needed this Zoom. Lindsay, you would have been so happy in Toledo. You would have loved it. It even snowed, which would have made you happy. I don't remember who said it, but someone said if people aren't running with you, that's fine. They'll catch up. Yeah, and you guys, if they don't catch up, somebody else will catch up. I mean, look at all of you. You're here for yourself. You're not here for me. You're not here for Lindsay. You're not here for Susan. You're here for you. So go find people who need it, and they'll be here for themselves too. They'll learn from all of us. They can be inspired by us, but they'll be here for themselves. Maria said, take it from your head to your heart. Yes. And the other quote I'm going to share with you before we hang up is take your passion and turn it into action. You can teach yourself a ton. You can listen to personal development. You can be inspired and motivated all day long. But if once that book's over or that podcast is over, you just go back to your ways. Take that inspiration, take the passion that you feel in you when you're listening to something or watching something or learning, and then do something with it, right? Like I could preach all night, but if I get off of here and I don't print out some extra 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, then I don't know, somebody should pay me for being a good actress then, I guess. I don't know. All right, so you guys, I hope this helped. If you need anything, let me know. Bye.